It goes 2 men enter. 1 man lead, 2 men enter. 1 man lead, 2 men enter. 1 man lead, 2 men enter. 1 man lead.
Nah, he's a warrior, man. He's battling. He's banged up. He's taking shots. They're a physical team. So, you know, you're going to have to gut it out. You guys can see he's really talk amongst the best players in the state. Big stages, he does it every time. It makes incredible catches. Crow plays, strips a guy on a kickoff. You know, God does it all. Come on, fight!
East, west, keep the opposite spot on torch you with them choppers. West side, how we rock it, pull up on you, get the poppin', hey. Them boy don't want no smoke. Them boy don't want no smoke. East, west, keep the opposite slide on torch you with them choppers. West side, how we rock it, pull up on you, get the poppin', hey. Them boy don't want no smoke. Them boy don't want no smoke. Them boy don't want no smoke. Smoke.
It's a rainy night in Fairmont, but that won't dampen the enthusiasm for this quarterfinal round matchup featuring the number 10 Philip Barbour Colts and the number 2 Fairmont Senior Polar Bears. The Colts are 9-2 this season. The Polar Bears are 8-2. Both of these teams are members of the Big Ten Conference, but they haven't played one another since 2003. And the Polar Bears all-time have a big edge over Philip Barbour. They've won 28, lost 1, and tied 1. So tonight from East West Stadium, Fairmont Senior and Philip Barbour. Now let's meet the players.
Brody Whitehair, number 4, junior. Dylan Hours, number 5, senior.
Damani Johnson, 8, junior.
Chris Wilson, 21, junior.
Max Rosero, number 40, junior.
Cannon Dinger, 10, junior. Nayvon Jones, number 11, junior.
Logan Canfield, number 2, junior.
Gavin Michael, number 14, senior.
Riley Green, number 72, senior.
Joseph Richmond, number 61, senior.
Caleb Arbogast, 50, junior. Trevor Bigelow, number 55, junior.
Reed Lister, number 68, I'm a junior.
Caleb Angelon, number 57, senior.
Liverpool Kokini, 65, junior.
Luke Abrazino, number 33, senior.
Taron Boda, number 3, sophomore.
Tavion Thornton, number 81, senior class.
Jordan Wagner, number 1, junior.
10 team in Class AA. They earned the right to play in this game by beating Mingo Central on the road last weekend. And for the Polar Bears, Fairmont is 8-2. The number 2 team in Class AA, earning its appearance tonight with a hard-fought win over Wayne, 31-27. But let's take a look at this Philip Barbour team. This is a team that just in the last couple of years has put it together. You could see it starting when Nick Maley, their third-year coach, began a couple of years ago. They started to turn the corner, and this year that corner has been turned. They've won more games than any Philip Barbour team has ever won. And they also won their first playoff game in school history last week. So Maley has really done a good job at turning things around for this Philip Barbour program. And I had a chance to check in with him before the game just to get an idea of how things have turned so quickly for Philip Barbour and what the key to all of that is.
Well, just a group of kids that really believe in what we're trying to do, and they really bought in, and they believe in each other, and we just always talk about being a family, and they love each other and play for each other.
How would you describe the way you play?
We like to run the ball, and we're kind of diverse on offense, but in the end we want to run the ball, and then defensively, we got athletes, we just want to move them around, and so we're trying to go fast and force the opposition into what we want to do, play our game.
And how does this weather, this rain tonight, affect you?
It doesn't affect us at all. I mean, it actually, I think, goes into our favor a little bit. Fairmont Senior, they obviously want to use their vertical passing game to attack defenses, and hopefully the ball gets a little slippery for them.
Tell me about this Fairmont team. What are your impressions?
Oh, they got athletes all over the place, and you got to respect the the program that Coach Bardick is running. I mean, they obviously are respected around the state. You know, they've won 4 state championships in the last 7 years. So we have a lot of respect for them, and you know, we're just going to come out and give it our best effort.
What worries you the most?
Oh, obviously, I mean, a vertical passing game that allows you to score very quickly. So, you know, if we can take that away or limit it and maybe gain a couple extra possessions, either in special teams or turnovers, you know, that gives us a better chance.
That's the Polar Bear Band with the national anthem prior to the start of tonight's matchup featuring the Fairmont Polar Bears and the Philip Barbour Colts. And Ray Frazier is back from his tour of the Midwest after last week. And Ray, how about your own scouting report on what we can expect from this Philip Barbour team tonight?
Yeah, Jeff, very impressive with what Coach Maley has done these past 3 years with Philip Barbour, and great season that they've had so far. You know, as he said in the pregame, a lot of, you know, they want to run the football. Quarterback Humphrey's a dual threat guy, very capable as a runner, but has the ability to throw. They're going to move him around a little bit in the pocket, try to get him outside when they throw it. But I think you're going to see, like Coach Bardick said, a lot of jet motion, and so we're going to have some eye discipline, you know, on the backs and quarterback. You know, tonight, you know, I think defensively, as far as Philip Barbour, we're going to see, you know, 4-3, even front, 4 defensive linemen, I think, most of the night, 2 deep safeties. So I think that's kind of the front that we'll be going against tonight. So it's going to be kind of a cat and mouse game with, you know, how they bring their safeties up. But ball security is going to be very critical tonight, very important.
One of the guys who will be on that end, the ball security end, is Dylan Hours, who had a couple of fumbles in last week's game against Wayne, but he was the go-to guy for the Polar Bears when the chips were down last week, and that's been the case a lot this season. I had a chance to check in with Dylan and find out exactly how it felt during that tight game last week.
Coming in, they were a tough team. We were going to have to battle our butts off every single quarter. We did that. Every other person on the field played their butts off. I mean, offense and defensively. Struggled a little bit holding on to the ball, but came out the second half and started running the ball more, got the offense flowing a little bit, got some confidence built up in the offense, and that just kind of got the game rolling. And setting things off like that, I don't want to say it's what I do, but like whenever we need something and I know we need it, I want to be the guy to go out there and get it, and that's what I did.
Tell me about this Philip Barbour team you're facing tonight.
You know, it's obviously they're going to be a tough team. They're in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. It's not going to be an easy game, but I think we're going to play our butts off tonight, and we're going to come out on top pretty big.
That's Dylan Hours of the Polar Bears, who ran for 145 yards last week in that 31-27 victory over Wayne. So, Ray, the field conditions, thank goodness we're on artificial surface. You know, in the old days, this would have been a quagmire. But now you have to contend with just the annoyance of the rain and the ball being a little bit slippery. But certainly the field conditions are fine.
Yeah, I think it really won't present as much of a problem as what you would think. But, you know, very important. I think one of the things that cannot be overlooked, you know, is the center quarterback exchange on both for both teams. I mean, snapping the ball, center is they got to get the snap on both sides. So that's something that's going to be very critical tonight to keep an eye on.
I talked with Polar Bear coach Nick Bardick before the game and asked him, I always ask him, okay, coin toss, what do we do? Tonight he said, coin toss, we're going to defer. So Philip Barbour won the toss and elected to receive, so the Polar Bears get to defer without actually deferring. So Fairmont will be on defense first, and the kick will go from right to left. We have steady rain falling here. Kickoff temperature 56 degrees, so it's not a cold night. It's not like last week when it kicked off at 41 degrees, but it is miserable from a spectator standpoint. In fact, we don't even see spectators. All we see are tops of umbrellas from our broadcast spot. It'll be Cam Peschel kicking off for the Polar Bears. Cam Bennett and Logan Beam are back to return for the Colts. Philip Barbour, white uniforms, Carolina blue trim, the Polar Bears in the royal blue, white helmets. And here is Peschel's kick, end over end, a nice kick, and Bennett goes back and gets it at the 7-yard line. He gets up to the 10, the 15, and then is hit. He might not even get to the 15-yard line, but we'll wait and see where the officials mark him down. That was Logan Canfield, who was there quickly for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, great coverage, Jeff, by that kickoff team. That's critical. We're definitely needing that tonight.
The ball is going to be set down at the 15. The quarterback for the Colts is Caden Humphreys. He's not a big guy, 5'8", 158 pounds. He's thrown for over 1,200 yards, but he's run for almost 1,000. And he's in the shotgun on this first down play, and he hands it off to Nate Hulcher off the left side, and he'll get a couple of yards before Canfield brings him down. Hulver carrying the ball. He's a 5'11", 185-pound senior, and he has gained over 1,000 yards this season for the Colts. He is their number one runner. Second down and 8 from the Colts' 17-yard line. They send Bennett in motion to the sidelines, and the handoff goes to Hulver. Hulver coming this way. He's hit and brought down, and there's a flag thrown on the play.
Yeah, not sure about the penalty, but you see early on a lot of pulling. First 2 plays, they're doing a lot of pulling with their offensive line with the guards.
Waiting for the call.
Personal foul. First call, number 21.
Chris Wilson called for a horse collar tackle for the Polar Bears. It was a 2-yard loss on the play, but that doesn't matter now because the penalty will be assessed, and it'll be a 15-yarder and take the ball up to the 30.
Yeah, Jeff, a lot of what you're going to see tonight in that particular play there, the guard and the tackle were pulling. We're going to have to do what they call set the edge. We're going to have to make sure that we take on the blocker that's trying to kick out, and allow our linebackers to get to the ball.
First down for the Colts now. Comes up to the 32-yard line, and Philip Barbour goes first down and 10 from there. Bennett comes in motion and lines up as a running back. And here is the quarterback, Humphreys, carrying the football off the left side. Humphreys puts his head down, and he gets up to about the 35-yard line. Several blue jerseys there to bring him down on the right side of the Polar Bear defense. It'll be a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Make it second down and about 6.
Yeah, pretty good job on that right side. Arbogast setting the edge that time, allowing the linebackers, like I just said, to be able to get to the football.
Ball set down at the 36-yard line. Colts move from left to right. This game just underway. And Humphreys on a design keep, following his blockers, takes it off the right side, carries it out over the 40, up to the 42-yard line, and he'll have a Philip Barbour first down at about the 46. He'll get 10 yards on that play, and Philip Barbour has its second first down.
Yeah, it's no secret they're going to try to run that play quite consistently with the pulling the guard and the backside tackle. That's their bread and butter.
They send a wide out to the left side, tight end to the right on a 1st and 10. Humphreys drops the football. It's picked up by Cam Bennett, and he falls on it back at about the 43. So there's the first evidence of the weather conditions tonight on the exchange. The quarterback Humphreys just dropped it, but fortunately for him, Bennett was right there to fall on it.
Yeah, and that's something that you really got to watch the ball security tonight. That's something that's, like I said, is going to be very critical.
Now second down and 13. The ball back at the 43 in Philip Barbour territory. And this time the ball goes to Hulver off the left side, and he'll carry it out over the 45-yard line to about the 47. Hit and brought down there, Dakota Nisley, and on the tackle for the Polar Bears. It'll be third down and 9.
Yeah, I tell you, Jeff, that's a play that Logan Canfield did a really good job taking on the blocker, trying to kick him out, and closing the space down and allowing the linebacker to get there. So that was a great job by him on that play.
The ball's at the 47. It's 3rd down 9. Colts in their own territory. 9:10 to go first quarter. Humphreys back to pass, getting big pressure. He's running to the sidelines, throws on the run, intercepted. The Polar Bears. Dinger has it at the 45, the 50, and down to the 42-yard line. And Fairmont has the ball on the first turnover of the night. Another Cannon Dinger interception. And the Polar Bears have it with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score in this game.
Yeah, there was the rollout pass that we talk about. They try to move him outside the pocket, but when you do that, you pretty much eliminate one side of the field, and Dinger was just waiting there for the play.
10th interception of the season thrown by Humphreys. When I saw that stat, I thought it could be an opportunity for Cannon, and he has become Fairmont's all-time leading interceptor with that one. It's 1st down 10 Polar Bears. Back to pass is Whitehair. He's sending the ball downfield long towards the corner, and the pass is batted away at about the 5-yard line. Dinger thought he was interfered with by Drew Morrill, but it's incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, we had trips to the boundary and Dinger to the wide side of the field, and he just ran a go route and had single coverage, I think is the matchup that they wanted. So from the Colt 42-yard line, 2nd down and 10, Fairmont. No score in this game. First possession for the Polar Bears. And there is the handoff to Dylan Hours, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage at about the 45-yard line. That was T.D. Bodkins in on the tackle, 6'5", 220-pound junior. Yeah, great job by Bodkins that time, timing up the blitz. He came from the boundary, came from the short side of the field, and got there in a hurry from the edge.
So now 3rd down 13 for the Polar Bears. Whitehair back in the shotgun. He has 2 receivers to either side on this 3rd down and long play. Long count at the line of scrimmage. The Colts don't jump off sides. Play clock turns down to 10. Whitehair standing on the 50 in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Sends it to the sidelines. The pass is caught by Damani Johnson at the 40. Gets down to the 35 and close to the 30. It's a Polar Bear 1st down. It'll be a 15-yard pass play.
Yeah, great execution by Johnson coming back to the football, but really nice job of finding a way to get the yardage after the catch.
Fairmont comes quickly to the line of scrimmage now, which is the 31. 1st down and 10. Whitehair gets the rolling snap back from center, passes 2 Hours, catches it at the 35, the 30. He's at the 25, the 20, the 15, battles off a tackler, takes it into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Dylan Hours, a 31-yard TD run, and Fairmont strikes first and leads it 6-0.
I'll tell you, that was impressive, Jeff, by Whitehair. Just real calmness. The snap was real low, and I think that must be a baseball background showing right there. He did a great job of getting the ball and getting it out to Hours, and then Hours did just a great job of determination getting to the end zone.
Peschel will attempt the extra point. He's 50 of 54 this season, kicking from right to left. Canfield is the holder. High snap, the ball down. The kick by Peschel is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 7:41 to go. First quarter from Fairmont. It's the Fairmont Senior Polar Bears 7, the Philip Barbour Colts nothing on Fun 93.1.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
Fairmont scores quickly, leads 7-0, and Peschel will now kick off from the center of the field at the 40-yard line. Keep your eyes open for anything on this kickoff by Peschel, as Fairmont has toyed with the idea of an onside kick. He'll kick from right to left. Approaches the ball. And no, he kicks it downfield, and it is going to be taken at the 5-yard line by Bennett. Gets out to the 15, up to the 20, the 25, the 30-yard line. Flags are down, thrown from the far side of the field. And we'll see if this is a penalty pending against the Colts. The officials are mic'd tonight, so if the mics work, we'll hear them live. Well, they are mic'd, but I think he forgot to turn it on. Holding penalty called against the Colts. I can translate it for you. And it takes the ball back to the 24-yard line. So now it's going to be 1st and 10. Colts deep in their own territory at the 14. Polar Bears taking advantage of a turnover. A Cannon-Dinger interception turns into a Fairmont score just moments later. Here is Humphreys handing the ball off, and it's taken up the middle, out over the 20 up to about the 24-yard line by Hulver. Canfield brings him down. It'll be a gain of about 6 yards on the play and a 2nd and 4 coming up for the Colts.
Yeah, pretty nice start to this drive. 6 yards on this first play puts him in a manageable 2nd and 4.
Ball close to the 25, but call it the 24, and Humphreys gives it off to Hulver again. Hulver is hit by Canfield, and he's going down after a gain of maybe 2 on the play, up to about the 26, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down, and about 2 to go.
Yeah, great team defense again. We're doing a really nice job of setting that edge like I talked about. Nice job by Arbogast closing it down.
The ball's at the 27-yard line. They shift along the line of scrimmage and shift the strength from one side to the other. And the quarterback, Humphreys, hands it off the left side to Hulver. Hulver dives down close to the first down marker at the 29-yard line. We'll wait and see what the officials say, and they say 1st down.
Tackle by number 50, Caleb Arbogast.
So a 2-yard gain for Nate Hulver. And the Colts get their 3rd first down of the night. 6:20 to go, turning clock. Fairmont leads 7-0. Handoff goes to Hulver again off the left side, and Hulver takes it out over the 30 to the 32-yard line. And again, it's Canfield in on the tackle for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, it's just going to be really important for us tonight to win on 1st down because we want to keep them from getting, in these situations where they have the manageable situation. We want to get them behind the chains as much as we can.
That's a 3-yard gain, and it's going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Colts from the 33-yard line. High snap. Humphreys brings it down, hands it off to Hulver, who's in trouble, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Damani Johnson, Dylan Hours right there. That was actually Drew Morrill who carried the ball. And he's going to lose yardage back to about the 29-yard line, about the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great team defense that time again. Bigelow really did a good job of bottling it up, and then everybody getting to the football on the outside on the perimeter.
So now 3rd down and 10 for the Colts. Last time they had 3rd and long and went to the air, it was bad news. And here's the snap to the quarterback, Humphreys. Humphreys trying to get wide to the left, but Canfield's got him at about the 30-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down and about 9 for Philip Barbour and a punting situation.
4th down.
Logan Canfield has a game's worth of tackles already here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, playing very well on the edge right now.
Clint Avo will do the punting. Hours goes back for the Polar Bears. Line of scrimmage is the 30. There's the punt, low line drive. It's going to hit at the 40 and picked up on the bounce by Hours. Gets up to the 40, to the outside at the 45, the 50, and tries to reverse and go back the other way and steps out of bounds. And Fairmont has the football in Philip Barbour territory to start its 2nd drive of the night. Both drives starting on the Colts side of the 50.
I really like the field position right now that we're getting, and a great job by Hours of coming up and filling that punt, not letting it go by, and the result is us having very good field position.
He is not afraid to pick up that ball, and it's 1st and 10 Polar Bears 4:23 on the clock, and the ball comes to Damani Johnson, trying to get outside to the left, and he does. He's at the 45, cuts it inside at the 40, and down to the 32-yard line, and the Polar Bears have a big play and a first down.
Yeah, pretty well executed play. We run outside zone stretch to the boundary and to the field, and that play was a result. The gain was a result of those receivers blocking on the perimeter.
That's a 17-yard gain for Damani Johnson, and a 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears. Play action pass. It comes to Hours on a screen, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Nice defensive play made by the Colts. Nate Hulver, who can not just run with the ball, but he can play defense too. No gain. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it was a little run pass option at the time. We tried to, come in with a, kind of a counter trade look with the guard and the tackle pulling, and then throwing behind it. But credit to Philip Barbour that time.
Max Bracero comes into the Fairmont lineup. He'll be the H-back, the blocking back for Fairmont. 2nd and 10 from the Philip Barbour 31. Now Hours running at the quarterback spot, and he keeps it. He's running up the middle. He gets down to the 30. He's at the 25, heads to the sidelines, bowls over a defender inside the 15, and takes it down. Actually takes it down to the 18-yard line, and it'll be a first down for the Polar Bears on a 13-yard run.
Yeah, well executed play that time. Gets a good kick out block by Angeline, and just a pretty well executed play by the Polar Bears that time.
Moving well offensively, 1st and 10 at the Colt 18. Whitehair back into the game. In the pistol formation, he has Hours behind him. He has 3 receivers to the right, Johnson, Canfield, and Jones. And Brody back to pass, but there are flags at the line of scrimmage. False start called against the Polar Bears. Audio problems for the officials. Their on-field mic cutting in and out, but that one's an easy one to decipher. 5-yard penalty, offsides false start rather, against the Polar Bears. So it's 1st and 15, ball back at the 23. Clock shows 3:25 left in the first quarter. Polar Bears on top 7-0, trying for more here. Whitehair out of the pistol, back to pass, swings it over to Canfield, but overthrows him at about the 23-yard line, and the ball bounces out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like it slipped out of Brody's hand that time. Again, with it being the ball being wet, those things are going to happen on a night like tonight.
Players' jerseys are just soaked. They're you can just tell by looking at them. Fairmont's Royal looks a lot darker tonight. 2nd down and 15, Canfield in motion, and there's Hours up the middle. He breaks free behind the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he takes it into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown.
Yeah, very well executed.
Dylan Hours, takes it in from 23 yards out.
Yeah, sorry, Jeff. We're very well executed on that play. It looked like Brody read that very well, and just a really nice play.
Hours gets his 2nd touchdown of the night, both on running plays, and now it's time for Cam Peschel to attempt the extra point. Good snap. Peschel's kick is up, and it is good. There's timeout on the field. 3:13 to go, first quarter. It's the Polar Bears 14, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
It's a good start for the Polar Bears tonight. Fairmont leading 14-0 and ready to kick off again from right to left as Peschel tees it up at the 40 in the center of the field.
Yeah, going back to that last play, Jeff, it looked like Brody read the end and did a good job of giving it to Dylan on that read.
Bennett and Beam are deep. There's a little squib kick, goes through the legs of one of the upbacks, and it's fallen on by the Colts at the 25-yard line. Squib kick by Peschel, and Logan Beam came up and fell on it.
Return by number 15, Logan Beam.
And it'll be Philip Barbour's football in its own territory. 1st and 10 with the Polar Bears on top 14-0. They'll set the ball down at the 26. Polar Bears up front defensively. Arbogast, Dawson, Bracero, and Bigelow. A 4-man front for the Polar Bears. Humphreys, quarterback, gets the snap, trying to get outside to the left. Not much there. Takes it to the inside, and Canfield wraps him up and brings him down. Maybe a yard on the play. That'll be about all. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
I tell you, Jeff, the key thing in Coach Bardick's defense is having those 2-5 techniques, and for us, that's Bigelow and Arbogast. They're doing a great job right now of making it very difficult for Philip Barbour to get the kick out on them.
2nd down and 9. Humphreys with the ball at the 27, fakes it to Hulver. He's keeping it, and he runs up close to the 29-yard line before he's brought down there. Dawson in on the stop for the Polar Bears. It'll be 3rd down. About 7 yards to go for the Colts.
And that's such a luxury for a team to have those 2 defensive ends like that to play at that level.
So another 3rd down and long for the Colts. 3rd down and 7. And the quarterback back to pass, getting pressure, lofts it downfield, overthrows the intended receiver. And oh my, a flag is thrown on that one. And there was a little bit of contact with Canfield and the Philip Barbour receiver. Well, you'll get a chance if you were watching the stream to judge for yourself. So it'll be 15-yard penalty against the Polar Bears, pass interference. There was contact, and Canfield was guilty of the contact, so the 1st down gives Philip Barbour renewed life. A 1st down at its own 45-yard line.
1st and 10 for Philip Barbour from 45-yard line.
2nd 1st down by penalty for the Colts tonight. Humphreys out of the shotgun. No backs in the backfield. 3 receivers left. He takes the snap. He's running with it. He follows his blockers up the middle and takes it up to about the 49-yard line.
The ball carrier. Tackle made by number 50.
That was Dawson in on the stop for the Polar Bears, and it'll be 2nd down and about 6 to go. 4-yard gain for Humphreys, who's rushed for 19 yards tonight on 7 attempts. He needs 73 yards tonight to get 1,000 for the season. And here is Humphreys on a keeper, and he's hit as he takes the ball up to midfield. And that was Max Bracero who hit him first and spun him around. He'll get 1 yard. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Bracero just did a great job of disrupting that time, and I don't think they're asking to play like a traditional 2-gap. They're just allowing him to create some havoc, and that's what he did on that play, just hitting an A-gap.
3rd down and 5. The Colts need to get to the Polar Bear 45 for a 1st down. They send 3 receivers to the left side. And now Drew Morrill comes back and lines up alongside the quarterback, Humphreys, and in motion goes Hulver. And there's the handoff to Morrill off the left side, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Dawson on top of him at the Colts 49. It'll be a loss of a yard. 4th down coming up, 6 yards to go.
Yeah, great job of that Polar Bear defensive line. It was just strength on strength, and we did a really good job of our pad level that time and just getting penetration.
And the Colts will go for it here with the ball near midfield. 4th down, 6. The ball just short of the 50. Caden Humphreys sends Hulver in motion behind him. And here's an option. The ball comes to Hulver, wide to the near side. He is hit. He's stopped before the 1st down marker, and the Polar Bears will take over on downs.
24, Hulver on the carry. Brought down by number 40, Max Bracero.
So Fairmont gets the football in its own territory at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, great job by the Polar Bears playing assignment football. Bigelow took the quarterback and then forced the early pitch, and then great job coming up and making a play.
Bracero in on the tackle for Fairmont, and the Polar Bears get it with 16 seconds to go in the first quarter. 14-0, Fairmont on top. Pistol formation for Fairmont Senior. Hours behind Whitehair, and Brody's back to pass. Sends it to the far side, and the pass is caught by Dinger. Spun around at the 40 and then goes down there in Philip Barbour territory. It's a Fairmont first down, and it's also the end of the first quarter. After one from East West Stadium in Fairmont, it's the Fairmont Polar Bears 14, the Philip Barbour Colts nothing. And now they're going to run one more play, so we will have one more play perhaps as Whitehair looks to the sidelines and then decides, nope, I was right the first time. It is the end of the first quarter with the score. Fairmont 14, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93-1.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Starting the second quarter, Fairmont with the football at the Colts 40, 1st and 10. Flags are down as the snap comes to Whitehair, and penalty coming up.
Good ball. False start. Way offense. Number 57. 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty against the Polar Bears. False start called on Caleb Angeline. That makes it 1st and 15 and takes the ball back to the Philip Barbour 45. Just underway in the second quarter. The Polar Bears on 2 Dylan Hours TD runs have a 14-0 lead, and now the official stop play at the line of scrimmage.
Please reset the game clock to 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Thank you.
So now it's 1st down 15 at the Colts 45-yard line, and Whitehair gives it to Hours. Hours wide to the left side. He gets to the 40, breaks it to the outside at the 35, the 30, and tripped up at about the 25-yard line. It'll be a 20-yard gain for Dylan Hours and another Polar Bear first down.
I tell you, the old Washington Redskins rescue Joe Jacoby would have really loved to watch that play. That was very well executed. Guard and tackle kicking out. That's the way you want to see it.
So Dylan Hours off to a great start. 89 rushing yards on 5 carries. 1st and 10 Polar Bears at the Colts 25. Chris Wilson enters the game as the running back behind Whitehair. And Brody back to pass. Looks, now runs to the near side of the field. Has lots of time. Now sends a short pass to the sidelines, and it's out of bounds, intended for Damani Johnson. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, great protection by the Polar Bear offensive line that time. That just pretty good coverage. Didn't have any place to go with the football.
Brody Whitehair now 3 for 6 tonight, 28 yards. He needs 113 passing yards tonight to become the 4th leading passer in Fairmont senior history, and he's a junior. 2nd down and 10 from the Colts 25. Here's a low snap. Wilson gets the handoff, takes it wide to the right. He's at the 25. Flags are down as he takes it to the 21-yard line. He'll get 4 yards on the play, but there is a flag. And a penalty is pending. We'll let the referee tell you what the penalty is. Trevor Bigelow called for holding for the Polar Bears. 10-yard penalty brings it back to the 32-yard line. It was at the 25, so that was a 3-yard gain for Wilson before the penalty. The Polar Bears now go 2nd down and 17 from the 32. 3 receivers to the left side. Low snap, but Whitehair picks it up. Running to the right. Now he's got to run with it. He's at the 30, the 25, and then just runs out of bounds close to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, caught him in man coverage that time, and anytime that happens, especially with a runner as dangerous as Birdie is, they don't have their eyes on the quarterback, and that gives some running lanes.
9-yard gain for Whitehair on his first carry of the night. 3rd down and about 8 for the Polar Bears at the 23 in Colts territory. 3 receivers left, 2 right. That means the backfield is empty with the exception of the quarterback. Brody gets the snap. Clean snap. He's back to pass now. Chased out of the pocket. He's running to the far side with lots of room. Inside the 20, down to the 15, and goes down right at about the 15-yard line. Whitehair close to the first down marker. We'll wait to see where the officials put it down and what they say.
24, Culver.
They say 4th down and inches.
Let's see what Coach Bartic does here. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he'll see him. Doesn't look like anybody's coming on. Looks like we're going for it.
Typically, that's when Dylan Hours takes over, and he is in at the quarterback spot for the Polar Bears. 4th down and inches. He comes up under center, gets the snap, takes it forward, and he should have enough for the first down as he takes it inside the 15-yard line to about the 14, and all he needed was just a few inches, and he gets a yard, and the Polar Bears have the first down. Keeps the drive going, and it's Fairmont Senior's 7th first down of the night. Polar Bears lead at 14-0. We're early in the second quarter. Dylan Hours with 2 TD runs tonight. And he's going to run the team at the quarterback spot now. And here is Hours following blockers as he runs it wide to the right side. He's inside the 10. He's down to the 5, and he's still struggling and takes it to about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, that's always tough, Jeff. When you have the quarterback, especially Hours, running the football from the quarterback position, that gives you an extra blocker in the run game, and that's what we had on that play.
And that 10-yard run gives Dylan 100 rushing yards in this game, and we're early in the second quarter. First down, goal to go for Fairmont Senior. Hours running the team at the quarterback spot now, and he has Damani Johnson behind him on a 1st and goal from the 4. Handoff goes to Johnson. He angles his way inside, takes it into the end zone, hits up, Polar Bear touchdown. Damani Johnson on a 4-yard run, and the Polar Bears score and lead it 20-0.
Yeah, just the counter tray, gap scheme play, pulling the guard in the tackle, Bigelow turning up as the tackle, and very, very nice job.
Peschel to attempt the extra point for the Polar Bears. Damani Johnson scores his 11th touchdown of the season and his 13th in his career. Ball down, kick up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field with 9:21 to go until halftime. Fairmont Senior 21, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
Martinsburg 14, Jefferson 0 in the first. Parkersburg and Princeton in the second, tied at 7.
Tough start for Philip Barbour, trailing the Polar Bears 21-0 early in the second quarter, and Fairmont will be kicking off from left to right. Bennett and Beam are the deep returners for the Colts, standing side by side at about the 10-yard line. Here's Special's kick. Nice one. End over end deep, and it will go back to the 1-yard line, and it's brought up from there by Beam. He gets out over the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20. Flag is thrown as he takes it up close to the 34-yard line. That was an emphatic toss by the official on the near side.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, I've been really impressed by these officials. I think they all play quarterback in high school the way they're throwing the flags.
They've got that down. Or maybe the flags are wet and they just
I don't know, but
they just travel farther.
They're humming them, I'm telling you.
Personal foul. What? Correct. Number 44, half the distance to the goal. Touchdown.
Blindside block called on the return. And the penalty was going to be assessed from about the 30-yard line. Let's see. They're still walking, so the spot of the foul would have been about the 28. The ball comes back to about the 13. So it's a 13-yard penalty against the Colts. That's exactly what Philip Barbour didn't want. Deep in their own territory, down by 3 touchdowns at the 13. Handoff goes to Holvern. Little hole off the right side, and he takes it over the 15 to the 16 before Bracero brings him down.
Yeah, I like the intensity we're playing with tonight. We're coming out and I think we're taking care of business the way we need to in a playoff game.
Second down, about 6 yards to go for the Colts. Ball out at about their 17-yard line. And Humphreys on a keeper, takes it up to the center of the line and meets some resistance there and gets to the 20. And he'll be about 3 yards short of the first down. That was Dylan Hours who hit him first. Third down, about 3 yards to go.
Yeah, and that play that's a byproduct of how we're playing on the edge with those defensive ends. They're doing a great job bottling everything up.
3 receivers to the left. Humphreys with no backs in the backfield. Takes the snap. He's going to run with it off the right side, and he's going to be stopped, but he's going to have the first down as he takes the football up to the 25-yard line. He'll get 5 yards on the play and a Philip Barbour first down.
First down for Philip Barbour.
The Colts have their 5th first down of the night. Polar Bears have scored 3 touchdowns, and it's unusual for Fairmont to have 3 touchdowns and all 3 to be on the ground. 1st and 10, Philip Barbour. Clock down to 7:48 to go. Second quarter. Humphreys back to pass, lofts it downfield, and the pass is off the right hand of T.D. Bodkins near midfield. Dylan Hours defending on the play. That was not really catchable. It did just hit his fingertips at about the 50.
Yeah, that's a matchup that they want to try to use with Bodkins, but you know, we have the ability with our defense to play man coverage very, very well, and Hours did a great job on that play.
Second down and 10 for the Colts, and this is Cam Bennett getting the handoff. He spun around by the collar and brought down at about the 27-yard line.
Number 1, Cameron Bennett, the ball carrier. Brings up a third down for Philip Barbour.
You can wrap your arm around the running back's neck. You just can't grab them by the collar and bring them down. And that's why that was not a flag. 2-yard gain for Bennett. Third down and 8 from the 27. High snap. Humphreys back to pass on the run. His pass to the near side is caught, and the receiver immediately pushed out of bounds. At about the 30-yard line, he's going to be short of the first down by about 5 yards, and the Colts are looking at it. 4th and 5.
Yeah, really didn't bring pressure that time, just play coverage. And again, when they roll out like that, they take away half the field, and great job by our defense coming up. Just really good coverage.
4th down and 5, and Oval is in to punt for the second time tonight. A low snap, but he gets it away. Floater that Hours retreats and gets at the 25. Fakes left, goes right, then takes it to the left side again. He gets to the 40. He's up to the 45 and near midfield where he's run out of bounds. And there's another one of those long toss flags thrown from the official on the near side, and a penalty coming up. on the play.
I don't know what the penalty is going to be, but Johnson did a really good job of making sure that he didn't have a foolish penalty on that play. I don't know what this is to call otherwise, though.
Cannon Dinger called for a block in the back. I do like when we have the mics and you can tell exactly who they call the penalty on. That makes it a little easier when you're sitting up here. And it's going to be first down and 10 for Fairmont at the 41. The clock shows 7:01 to go in the first half. Fairmont 21, Philip Barbour nothing. The fewest points the Colts have scored in a game this season is 28, and that was last week. Handoff goes to Damani Johnson, and he takes it right up the middle and gets close to the 45-yard line. Pulver in on the tackle for the Colts.
Brought down by number 24, Pulver.
Yeah. 3-yard gain on first down, still second sevens is a very manageable situation.
Ball close to the 45 for the Polar Bears now. Whitehair is in the pistol formation. He has Johnson behind him. Jones and Dinger receivers to the near side. And back to pass Whitehair. Sends it to the far side of the field. Overthrows Canfield. He went high into the air to try to bring it down, but couldn't. And he ran right into Polar Bear assistant coach Tyler Phillips along the sidelines. But that's not a fair matchup there with running into Tyler Phillips. You're not going to budge him.
No, that's a movable object. We ran a high-low concept and had the guy open underneath Canfield, and we just missed it.
Third down. And a long 6 for the Polar Bears near the 45 in their own territory. 6:19 on the clock, and the handoff goes up the middle to Hours. Hours to the 50, down to the 45, and then dives down to the 40, and now a late flag is thrown on the play. Behind the play.
Really like the design of that play. Great vision by Hours to cut it back on the inside zone play.
The officials having a conference now, trying to determine from where the penalty is going to be marked. I think everybody expects it's going against Fairmont. Here's the call.
Holding on the offense. Number 10. Fairmont County. One foul. Jerry Ball.
The officials trying to get it right. It's not a first down. It's going to be third down for the Polar Bears. Third down and 2. That run. 16 yards for Dylan Hours, then the penalty. And the Polar Bears go third down and 1. Hours comes up under center on the quarterback sneak, takes it forward, and he's not going to get the first down. Going to be about a yard short, and it'll be fourth down and 1 for the Polar Bears.
With the carry.
So fourth down, 1 yard to go. The ball at the 50-yard line. Clock turns inside, 5:45 to go in the second quarter, and the Polar Bears have a 21-0 lead. Whitehair in the pistol formation, and he has Dylan Hours behind him. You would expect the ball will go to Dylan Hours on the ground here someplace. And there is the handoff to Dylan, and he has the first down and more as he takes it to the 45 and to about the 42-yard line where he's wrapped up and brought down, and it's a Polar Bear first down. Tackle on the play was made by John McGee for the Colts.
Yeah, great push by that Polar Bear offensive line, and it's very encouraging. These past 2 weeks we're running the football pretty well.
125 rushing yards for Dylan Hours tonight. The Polar Bears have only thrown for 20. First down 10 at the Colt 42. And another flag at the line of scrimmage. Offsides called against the Polar Bears. Navon Jones apparently lining up off sides. I did believe I heard him say number 11, and that would be Jones, who's wide near the sidelines. The ball's on the near hash mark, so he just got his vision a little off and lined up beyond the football. 5-yard penalty against the Polar Bears. First down 15 from the Colts 47. Whitehair now back to pass. Lots of time. Now runs to the near side, looks for a block from Hours and gets it, and he's hit at the 45-yard line and goes down at about the 44. So he avoids a sack, gets about 3 yards on the play, and it'll be second down and 12 for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, good job by Brody, just getting something positive out of that play.
The ball's at the 44. The surprising thing so far is the Polar Bears haven't had much of a passing game, but their running game has been outstanding. Second down and 12. Pistol formation. Whitehair gives it to Hours with running room inside the 40, the 35, breaks it to the outside, then comes back to the center of the field and goes down at about the 33-yard line. It'll be an 11-yard gain for Dylan Hours, and third down and about a yard to go.
Yeah, the encouraging thing I'm seeing, just watching that play, watching that offensive line is hats on hats, and it looks like no missed assignments. Everybody had a hat. Everybody was accounted for.
Third down for the Polar Bears. Clock turns down to 3:38 to go. Third down, maybe about 2 yards to go for the first down. Football marked at the 34-yard line. Pistol formation. Hours gets it, breaks it to the outside. He's at the 30, he's at the 25, goes to the sidelines, and he's tripped up at about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, very encouraging right now to see the way we're imposing our will, the offensive line, that, being able to run the football come playoff time, it's going to be critical a night like tonight with the way the weather is, very important as we go through this playoff run.
It's raining even harder now. It's first down and 10 for the Polar Bears at the 20. Dylan Hours is now over. He's up to 150 yards rushing here in the first half. Whitehair in the pistol. He gives it to Damani Johnson, and Johnson grabbed by the waist as he takes it into the center of the line, and there'll be no gain on the play. Culver in on the stop for Philip Barbour. No gain. It'll be second down and 10. Fairmont has had one negative play, and it was Dylan Hours' first run of the night. Second down, 10, the ball at the 20. Whitehair has Johnson behind him, and he's back to pass. Sends it downfield. The pass is incomplete. Intended for Dinger, but the ball knocked away as Dinger tried to catch it at about the 10-yard line, but he had three white jerseys surrounding him, and it brings up a third and long for the Polar Bears. Third down and 9.
Yeah, tried to hit Dinger on the corner route, and they had pretty good coverage on him that time.
Cam Bennett was one of those defenders in there for the Colts who made life a little tough for Cannon Dinger, and it's third down and 9 for Fairmont Senior. From the 20, off-balance pass thrown to Hours from Whitehair. Hours trying to evade a defender, takes it down to about the 15, and that'll be all. It'll be a gain of about 5 yards on the play.
Fourth down.
So the Polar Bears go for it in this situation. It's fourth down. The ball's at the 15-yard line. Fairmont has about 6 yards to go for the first down. Need to get it down to the 10. Whitehair long count trying to draw Philip Barbour off sides, and that didn't work. And now the Polar Bears will call a timeout. Timeout Fairmont, 1:51 to go. Second quarter from East West Stadium on a rainy night. The score, Fairmont 21, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in North Central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
The right, Canfield, Dinger, and Thornton. Back to pass is Whitehair into the end zone, and the pass is caught. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Dylan Hours catches the 16-yard pass from Brody Whitehair, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 27-0.
Yeah, Jeff, you can't throw it much better than that. I mean, just a little seam route out of the backfield by Hours, and just a great pass by Whitehair.
Special to attempt the extra point for Fairmont Senior. From left to right, high snap. Canfield puts the ball down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:45 to go until halftime. It's Fairmont Senior 28, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
Fairmont Senior 28.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Brody Whitehair throws his 31st touchdown pass of the season, and Dylan Hours, I guess he has the hat trick now. 2 rushing TDs and 1 pass reception. And the Polar Bears have a 28-0 lead and will kick off from left to right.
Yeah, that was also a great read. I want to go back to that because I had Dylan matched up on a linebacker, and that's a mismatch.
Cannon Dinger will kick off this time high, end over end, caught at the 10, and brought this way by Beam, and he gets to the 20, and then is really brought down hard. They'll mark him over the 20 at about the 22-yard line, and that's where the Colts will go 1st and 10 with 1:39 on the stop clock here in the second quarter. Scoreboard watching tonight. Fairmont Senior, if it wins tonight, plays the winner of the Independence-Winfield game. Independence leads 13-0 in the second quarter. Bridgeport leads Cabell Midland 14-13. You know, the Indians won by an extra point last week. They're ahead by an extra point tonight. Handoff goes to Hulver, and he takes, or that's Beam rather, as he takes the football off the right side up to the 25. He'll get 3 yards, and that'll be all.
Yeah, I tell you what served us well is playing 2 physical teams, just like you mentioned, Bridgeport and also Morgantown, Jeff, this year. The running style we're getting right now, we're very well accustomed to playing that.
2nd down and 7 for the Colts. Beam goes in motion behind the quarterback, and a flag is thrown on the play. This flag may be against Philip Barbour. Fairmont has dominated the penalty competition tonight.
Yeah, that's the only drawback. I love the intensity. I love how we're playing, but that's the one area that we've got to clean up. Just the penalties. But I do love the intensity we're playing with.
And it looks like this penalty might be assessed against the Polar Bears. Chris Wilson called for being offsides. So I spoke too soon. That's the 7th flag against the Polar Bears, 55 yards. And it's now going to be 2nd down and about 3 yards to go for Philip Barbour. Ball set down at the 30. Caden Humphreys, the quarterback, slaps his hands, and he's back to pass, getting pressure from Bigelow, steps up, fires downfield, and the pass is overthrown, incomplete at the 50-yard line. He had a receiver open, but he couldn't hit him. He was trying to get the ball to Braylon, or TJ Bodkins rather, and he couldn't complete the pass. Third down and 3 yards to go.
You know, what's interesting here, Jeff, is we still have 2 timeouts. We can get the stop here. I mean, I would not be surprised if we don't try to push, you know, a 2-minute drill if we can get a stop here.
Third down and 3. The ball at the 30. Colts down by 4 touchdowns. And here's quarterback Humphreys on a keeper. And he's hit as he takes the ball over the 30 up to the 31. And he's going to be short of the first down. It'll be 4th down and a couple. And the Polar Bears are going to call timeout. Timeout Fairmont. 53 seconds to go. Second quarter from East West Stadium. It's the Polar Bears 28. Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
53 seconds to go. We're in the second quarter, and the Colts have Oval in to punt, but there's a fake. The up back gets the ball, and he may not have the first down.
I don't think he got it, Jeff.
Let's see what the officials say now. Well, we haven't seen the officials signal anything yet. And they are looking to the sidelines. Sure didn't look like he got it.
Yeah, I don't even think that was close.
Tavion Thornton and T.D. Bodkins having a friendly conversation. Now the officials, I don't know why you just don't bring the chains in instead of standing and looking at it for 30 seconds. Now they are bringing the chains in from the far side. I remember when they just used to measure when it was close. Now it's like it's an insult to the officials if they have to bring the chains in.
Yeah, I don't even see how this is close.
And it is a couple of football lengths, and the Polar Bears take over.
I mean.
So Fairmont gets it on the fake punt. Last week, Wayne did that fake punt. It was successful, except they had a penalty. That was a big turnaround in that game. And tonight, and it was in about the same spot of the field. And tonight, the Polar Bears have taken advantage of a foiled fake punt attempt, and the Polar Bears get it at the Philip Barbour 32, 50 seconds to go. The Polar Bears have one timeout left, and it's 1st and 10 at the Colt 32-yard line. Empty backfield. Fairmont can strike quickly with Whitehair at quarterback, though. There's a little screen pass coming to Dinger, and he's in big trouble. And he fumbles the football, but it's fallen on at the 31-yard line. And that was Powers Dawson, who quickly saw it and fell on it at the 31. So that turns out to be a 1-yard gain. So the Polar Bears call timeout. 40 seconds to go until halftime. Fairmont 28, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Fairmont with the ball at the Philip Barbour 31-yard line. We're at 2nd down and 9. 40 seconds to go on the second quarter clock. 3 receivers to the right side. Dinger, Canfield, and Johnson. Jones and Hours, receivers to the left. Whitehair back to pass, getting pressure, sends it over the middle, and the pass is caught. And the Polar Bears, Cannon Dinger catches it inside the 15. at the 13-yard line. It'll be an 18-yard pass play. The Polar Bears rush to the line of scrimmage. Empty backfield set, first down and 10 from the 12. The clock is turning down to 30 seconds to go. Whitehair and the Polar Bears taking lots of time at the line of scrimmage to get this play off. Down to 23 seconds to go. Whitehair back to pass. Lots of time. Now steps up in the pocket. Now runs to the sidelines. Looks towards the end zone. Now runs it out of bounds with 15 seconds to go. Inside the 15, down at the 10. He'll gain 2 yards on the play, and it'll be second down for the Polar Bears and about 8 yards to go.
Tell you, Jeff, I want to go back to that play before with Dinger, and I tell you, that was just great body control on his part. Ball a little behind him, and made a great adjustment on the fly to make that catch over the middle. Tough catch.
The Polar Bears took way too much time to get that last play off, though. Now just 14 seconds to go. They would have been better off just to go up, spike it at the line of scrimmage. Now they're down to perhaps just 2 plays left. Second and 8 at the Philip Barbour 10. Polar Bears lead 28-0. Whitehair back to pass, sets up, fires it into the end zone, and it's in and out of the hands of Cannon Dinger, and that's something that you just don't see happen.
No, that was a very well executed play. Dinger would like to have that one back. That was, he had it right in his hands.
So now it's going to be third down and 8, 9 seconds on the clock. It's at the Colts 10-yard line. And the Polar Bears don't have any timeouts left. Whitehair, back to pass. Looks over the middle, and the pass is to Dinger. He catches it, juggles it, catches it again. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. 10-yard TD pass from Whitehair to Dinger, and the Polar Bears score again. It's 34-0.
Yeah, got a chance to redeem himself, and he's not going to miss that one twice, I'll tell you that. But that Polar Bear offensive line, anytime they go empty protection like that, no backs in the backfield, no help, a great job to give Brady the protection he needs.
Here's Special to attempt the extra point. Canfield gets the ball down. The kick is up, and it is good. And there's timeout on the field. 3 seconds to go in the first half from East West Stadium. It's Fairmont Senior 35, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
Fairmont Senior taking advantage of every second in the second quarter now with just 3 to go. Here is Dinger kicking from left to right, little squib kick, rolls down, and it is picked up at the 16-yard line by Bennett. Out over the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30. He's up to midfield, and he's going to be brought down by the kicker, Dinger, at about the 41-yard line, and that will be the end of the first half. So Fairmont Senior uses the running game early, the passing game later to build a 35-point halftime lead. The score at the half, Fairmont Senior 35, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Parmar store.
We have that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
It's been a dominant first half for the Polar Bears tonight against Philip Barbour, as Fairmont scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 3 in the second quarter, and now has a 35-0 lead over a Philip Barbour team that came in with 9 wins, 2 losses. And their 2 losses this year came up against East Fairmont 46-36, and that was a back and forth game here at the stadium. And their other one was a 39-36 loss against Lewis County. Last week, the Colts scored the fewest points they've scored all season, 4 touchdowns in a 28-21 win over Mingo Central. And tonight, Ray, it's been the Polar Bear defense and the effective running game that's been the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I really like the intensity we're playing with. This is something that is very encouraging to see. I like to see how we're running the football. Obviously, we need to clean the penalties up. I mean, that's something that definitely I'm sure is being talked about at halftime by the coaches. But as far as how we're playing, really all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams, and that kick coverage team is still lights out. I really like how they play. So I really like the way we're playing. We just, I think it's easily corrected. It's the penalties.
Seen a lot of big-time players for the Polar Bears down through the years, and you heard Dylan Hours on the pregame where he said when the game's on the line, he said, I want the ball. Now tonight, the game hasn't necessarily been on the line, but he's been a player who has done so much for this team, and tonight you just seen him as a pure running back for the most part, and you can see what he can do in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's so versatile as a player. I mean, it's amazing the way he can be utilized with offensively with the way that they get the ball to him as far as throwing the ball and running it. It's just they can put him out wide as a receiver. They can, like you said, they can run it traditionally like they want to. So and then the way he plays defense and then special teams. So he's pretty much as versatile as they come.
Yeah, when you take a look at, I think especially defensively, you don't think of a guy that can play along the defensive line can also be your safety.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you really see that happen?
Yeah, no, you don't. And that's just that's why he's so valuable to this team. And I know they're so happy to have him back and being at full strength because, when he's on the field, he just makes our team just entirely different. You can just use him so many different ways, and he's just going to be so critical of this team down the stretch run.
And you mentioned having him on the field. Of course, the Polar Bears don't have Gavin Michael on the field tonight. I don't think I really had the opportunity to mention that, but Gavin is out with that ankle injury. He is expected to return next week, though. There were some thought that he could maybe try to play a little tonight, but they really didn't want to chance that at all. And so he is not he's not going to play tonight. Obviously, with this kind of a game and the score the way it is, that appears to be a wise decision. Give him one more week for a game next week, which will be either Winfield or Independence. If the Polar Bears hold on here, which it seems most likely they will, Fairmont has one more home game.
Yeah, and obviously very, very huge to get him back. Just he means so much to that defense and the offense. I mean, he's just another critical piece, and so we're going to need him in this, these games. And like you said, hopefully we continue to hold on to this game, and that whoever we would meet in the semifinals, if we make advance next week, it'll be, I'm sure, a tough opponent.
And Gavin is a little bit like Dylan Hours in terms of how you can maneuver him in so many different spots. And, I think about when he first came up and he was a quarterback, and he was a backup quarterback, and technically he is a backup quarterback to this team if Dylan Hours and Brody Whitehair were both unavailable. But the way that he has been able to help this team in so many different ways, just like you mentioned, we think about him defensively because he was the Polar Bears' leading tackler, at the time he was injured. Of course, he's lost that now because he's lost a couple of games. But he is a player that brings so much, and he's so important to have on the field because he can do so many different things.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, they both remind me, and I'm going to go to, my Miami Dolphins back in the day, but they remind me of a guy that used to play for them called Jim Jensen. I don't know any of you guys remember him out there, but, if you guys remember, he could do a little bit of everything, and they called him Crash Jensen. I mean, that's what these guys, I think they're football players. They love playing. You put them at quarterback, they'll play quarterback. You put them at defensive back, you put them at safety. I mean, I think if you put them as an offensive lineman, they'd find a way to get it done.
My problem, Ray, with the players you bring up is I'm just not old enough to remember some of these guys. So, your memory goes back so far that I just can't relate.
Yeah.
We are here at halftime, and when we come back, it's going to be, Ray Frazier will take center stage along with the band, and he's going to talk about Senior Day tomorrow at Mountaineer Field, where WVU takes on Cincinnati. That's all coming up next. Our halftime score, Fairmont Senior 35, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Philip Barbour High School Colt Marching Band. Halftime score. Bridgeport, 21. Cabell Midland, 13. Halftime, Martinsburg, 29. Jefferson Zip. Halftime, Princeton 21, Parkersburg 16. And in AA action, Independence leads Winfield at the half, 13-0.
Listen, the microphone's hanging right there.
Patrick Canfield.
Wonderful and phenomenal. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's televised.
It's my girl area. I've just never seen a look. It's my girl area. She's right there. Every hand. Yeah, she's like the area.
It's halftime at the stadium. The Polar Bears on top 35-0. Ray Frazier by my side, ready for Senior Day tomorrow. The Mountaineers and Cincinnati. Okay, tell me about this matchup. Senior Day, Cincinnati, big game for the Mountaineers.
Cincinnati, it's going to be a tough opponent. I mean, defensively, they really good up front. That's been evident throughout the year. But they're going to be a challenge. I mean, they're really aggressive defense, and offensively, they like to run the football. I think with the way our styles are, it could be a game that goes pretty quick. It looks like because of the styles of both offenses.
Since most of us primarily just watch Zach Frazier on offense, we don't watch the running backs, the quarterback. We just watch the center. What's he up against tomorrow?
Yeah, very good player. It's going to be a big challenge. They've got a guy that is probably going to be a pretty high round draft pick. Whenever he does come out in the NFL draft. So definitely going to be a challenge. So up front they're going to have to play really well. Zach included. So I think they're up for the challenge.
Emotional day tomorrow, with it being senior day, last game at Mountaineer Field. That puts a little different kind of a feeling to this game.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's it's going to hit those guys that are playing that game there. It's just something that everybody faces, and it's going to be probably some emotions there. But I look for our guys to come out and play really well tomorrow.
Key, I think, for this WVU team is defense on the defensive side, because they struggled so much against Oklahoma. Just simply couldn't stop them. What will be the secret to stopping Cincinnati defensively tomorrow?
Oh, without a doubt, stopping the run. I mean, I think it's really going to be, pretty much both sides. Whoever stops. I mean, I know it's cliche, but I mean, whoever stops the run and whoever runs the ball the best, I think it's without a doubt it's going to win the game. So, I think for us, we've got to stop the run. If we can make them, have to go more to the throwing game. Throw game, I think that really works in our favor very well.
The rain has slowed down. The Polar Bear Band is on the field, and we are going to go down to field level and pick up music from the Fairmont Senior High School Band, dressed for rain tonight at East West Stadium, where the Polar Bears lead Philip Barbour by the score of 35-0 here at halftime. That's the Polar Bear Band. We're at halftime with Fairmont Senior leading 35-0, and we'll join the band as it closes out its halftime show. Josh Snyder is the director. Polar Bear Marching Band on the field at halftime at East West Stadium. Quarterfinal round action in the AA playoffs. And the Polar Bears on top by a 35-0 score. We'll check other scores around the state tonight and also the halftime stats when we return as halftime continues on Fun 93.1. The weather certainly hasn't been great, but the Polar Bears have a 35-0 lead over Philip Barbour. This is the quarterfinal round of the Class AA playoffs. What that means is next week is the semifinals, and following that, it's the state championship. You take a look at what's up next for Fairmont Senior, assuming a win tonight. The Polar Bears' eyes are on the game in Winfield this evening between Independence and the Winfield Generals, and Independence is leading at the half 13-0. Remember, Independence is the team that knocked the Polar Bears out of the playoffs last season in that game that we'll never forget down there. So we could have a rematch, but this time, fortunately, we won't be making the trip to Independence for that matchup if the game is here. And of course, I know I might be jumping the gun because this game isn't over, but Polar Bears with a 35-0 lead seems to be pretty safe. Other games going on tonight besides those two in Class AAA, Bridgeport and Cabell Midland. Remember, Cabell Midland is number 1 in AAA. Bridgeport is number 8, but the Indians lead 21-13. That game is at halftime. Martinsburg at halftime with Jefferson, leading that game 29-0. And the best game, other than the Bridgeport game, is the one in Princeton. Parkersburg Big Reds trailing 21-16 at halftime. Parkersburg, though, is a number 13 seed, trying to upset number 5 Princeton. Bridgeport's keeping its eyes on that game. And the reason is, if Bridgeport upsets Cabell Midland, the Indians conceivably could get home field advantage if Parkersburg can beat Princeton. Otherwise, the Indians would be playing in Princeton in the semifinals. And in Class Single A, one game tonight, Greenbrier West leading Wahama 14-8 in the third quarter. Coming up tomorrow, a couple of AA matchups that are interesting. Weir plays Scott. That's a 5 versus a 4. That game is played at Scott. And North Marion at home against Herbert Hoover, a rematch of a game played earlier this season. In fact, North Marion's first 2 playoff games have been repeats of earlier regular season games. The Huskies played Lincoln last week for the second time this season. They'll play Hoover this week for the second time this season, and it's a matchup of Huskies versus Huskies at Husky Field. Well, they don't call it that anymore. It's Roy Michael Field, Woodcutter Stadium up at North Marion. That's a 4 o'clock game tomorrow afternoon. Hoover picked the time, and that's the same time that it picked when it played East Fairmont here at the stadium last Saturday afternoon. Okay, first half stats. For Fairmont Senior, total offense 277. Philip Barbour 62. Rushing yards, Fairmont 199. Philip Barbour 55. Through the air, the Colts completed 1 of 4 passes with 1 intercepted, 7 yards. The Polar Bears completed 8 of 14, 78 yards, no interceptions, 2 touchdowns. First downs, Fairmont with 11. the Colts with 5 penalties. The Polar Bears 7 flags, 55 yards. The Colts 2 for 25. Fairmont Senior fumbled the ball once, did not lose it. Leading rusher at the half, Fairmont Senior's Dylan Hours, 150 yards on 12 carries, and that has moved him up on the all-time list ahead of Chad Merchant and Jerry Kelly on the all-time Fairmont Senior rushing list. He went over 2,000 yards last week for his career, and he is now up over 2,100 yards. That moved him past Chad Merchant, who is at 21:10, Jerry Kelly at 21:13. Next, it's Noah Harmon at 2,509 yards. Also, what we're looking for tonight on the Polar Bear side is 113 passing yards for Brody Whitehair. He has 78 of that, so if I do my math, it's about 35 yards away for him. And if he reaches that, he will become the 4th leading passer in Fairmont Senior history. Last week, he moved ahead of Gage Michael, by the way. Whitehair is also second in a stat that you don't think about much, except I do because I like these kinds of things. Total average passing yardage per game. He is second on the all-time list. And you know who's first? Logan Moore, 190 yards per game as a passer. So those are some of the things that are going on. Kind of those are the behind-the-scenes things. But, Ray, I have something I researched and found out. You know, the last time these two teams played, it was here at East West Stadium. The Polar Bears won it 69-14. And I want you to know the last Polar Bear player to score a point against Philip Barbour prior to this game was, you'll never guess, was Jay Carpenter. And it was on a night when he set a school record for 9 extra points in a football game.
Very good.
So thought I would just happen to bring that up. His 9 extra points might have been eclipsed by Matt Delegate's 5 touchdowns. but that 69-14, the last time the Polar Bears played Philip Barbour, and that was the year, if you're old enough to remember these kinds of things, that was the year that the East-West game was the 9th game of the season and the Philip Barbour game was the 10th game. So it was after that, and Fairmont Senior finished that year outside of the playoffs, number 18. They finished with a record of 6-4. How about that for just a little trivia for you?
Trivia.
And that was in 2003, so 20 years ago. These two teams played the last time. And the Polar Bears have an overall record of 28 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie against Philip Barbour. And I know you're probably thinking, okay, well, when was it that Philip Barbour beat the Polar Bears? Well, that was back in 1990.
Philip Barbour, number 12, Clint Auble.
And Polar Bear coach Nick Bardick's brother played on that team, the only team that has lost to Philip Barbour. Wow. The Colts are going to kick off to start the second half. Avil kicks off to the far side, and it is caught at the 20-yard line and brought towards the center of the field, and no place to go for Logan Canfield.
Number 2, Logan Canfield on a return.
No return, and it'll be Fairmont's ball in its own territory at the 22-yard line.
Fairmont Senior will set up 1st and 10 from their 22-yard line.
Polar Bears come out with Arbogast over the ball at center. Angeline and Richmond are the guards. Tackles are Dawson and Bigelow. Jones a wide out to the left along with Dinger. Canfield wide to the right with Johnson. And Whitehair is back to pass. Now runs out of the pocket upfield. He gets to the 25 and then slides down at about the 26, 27-yard line.
Yeah, good decision by Brody in that situation to go ahead and slide. His value to this team is very important this time of year, so a very, very smart decision.
2nd down and 4. Football marked at the 28-yard line. Whitehair fakes it to Hours and keeps it off the right side. He gets over the 30 to the 35. He'll have the 1st down, and he's brought down there. Stop made by Xander Klein for the Colts, but it is a Polar Bear 1st down just over the 35-yard line, and Philip Barbour has a player shaken up on the play. So we have an injury timeout with 11:18 remaining, 3rd quarter. Polar Bears 35, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93-1.
proud to be a strong supporter of West Virginia's high school student athletes in their scholastic pursuits. With nearly a quarter.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Nothing. Dylan Hours lines up behind quarterback Whitehair. The rain has picked up a little as it's pretty much rained. Well, it has rained the entire night, but now just a little bit harder. Whitehair gives it to Hours, and Hours is smothered. No gain on the play. In fact, he's going to lose 3 yards. It'll be the second time tonight that Hours has been stopped for a 3-yard loss, but other than that, they haven't come close to stopping him.
No, they committed a lot of people to the box that time, and came up with a 3-yard loss.
So now the Polar Bears go second down and 13. The football back at the 33-yard line. 2 receivers to the right side. And the quarterback Whitehair is back to pass, and the pass downfield for Canfield. Thrown a little behind him. Logan got a hand on it but couldn't bring it in, and it will bring up a 3rd down and long for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, they brought the blitz that time, and Brady made the right decision. Just a little high on the throw, but good decision.
Philip Barbour making some personnel changes as the Polar Bears come to the line of scrimmage now, looking at a 3rd and 13. 3 receivers come wide to the near side. The running back is Damani Johnson lining up behind Whitehair. Hours is wide to the left, and Whitehair is back to pass, getting pressure. Sends it over the middle, and the pass is caught by Navon Jones at the 43-yard line. Another beautiful catch in traffic for Jones. It's a Fairmont 1st down.
Yeah, tough catch by Jones, but just and also a great throw by Brody. It's a tough throw to make, and he threw it in between 2 defenders.
So the Polar Bears get a 1st down, keep the drive going. It's at the 42-yard line. 10:05 to go. We're in the 3rd quarter. Polar Bears lead it 35-0. Handoff goes to Dylan Hours, and Hours off the right side takes it inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, very well blocked play that time by the Polar Bear offensive line. They brought a run blitz with 2 interior linebackers, 2 inside linebackers, and we picked it up very nice.
Second down and a couple after Dylan gets 8, gives him 155 for the night. 2nd and 2 for Fairmont Senior. Ball at the 34, and Whitehair to pass downfield and through the hands of Navon Jones at about the 25-yard line. Incomplete. It will be 3rd down and about 2 to go. Brody's 9 of 17 tonight for 101 yards. On the season, Brody averages 235 passing yards a game. 3rd down and 2 from the 34, and there is Dylan Hours off the left side. Hours is hit at the line of scrimmage, but then falls forward, and the ball pops loose. Philip Barbour says it's got it, and we'll wait to see what the officials say. And they agree. The Colts have recovered the Fairmont fumble. So Hours got a yard on the play, but then fumbled, and Philip Barbour takes over.
set up 1st and 10 from their
That's
32-yard line.
one of the problems you have when you have a running back with that second and third effort. And every now and then, that's what happens. So 9:06 to go, third quarter, and the Colts get the football. They're trailing 35-0 here in the third quarter. High snap. Humphreys brings it down, gives it to Hulver, and Hulver runs into Dylan Hours, and he'll get just about 1 yard on the play, up to about the 33, maybe the 34-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd and long for the Colts.
24 with the carry.
Yeah, it's still the same thing that Philip Barber was trying to do in the first half, as far as trying to get the kick out and run up inside, and very good job by our edge, setting the edge.
Their leading rusher is the quarterback with 28 yards. That's Caden Humphreys. They shift the strength from the left to the right side now as they go 2nd down and 8 from the 34. Humphreys play action, rolling to the near side. Passes on the run, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Bodkins, but over his head. And the pass goes incomplete. It's 3rd and 8. Humphreys just 1 for 5 passing, 7 yards tonight. And this is a kid who came into this game over 1,200 passing yards this season in 11 games. So been a successful year for him through the air. 3rd down and 8 now for the Colts at their own 34. 8:25 stop clock, third quarter. Hulver goes in motion from left to right, and Humphreys is back, looks downfield, carries it upfield, and a flag is thrown as he takes it up to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Jeff, I'll tell you, we've said it all year, the ability of our defensive backs to play press man coverage, it's just a luxury that we have. It just makes it so hard for any team to be able to throw the football on us, and then we can concentrate on the run. It's a big luxury for us to have.
Penalty on the play, the official having a conversation with Nick Bardick on the far side of the field, and that conversation may be take or decline the penalty. Waiting for the call from the official. It looks as though the Polar Bears are going to decline.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the offense. Illegal formation, lifting up the bench, that penalty declined. Personal foul, chop block on the offense. That penalty declined. 4th down.
So the Polar Bears decline both penalties against Philip Barber, and now Clint Oval will punt. He stands at his 22-yard line, and back deep for the Polar Bears is Dylan Hours. Good snap. Oval punts it away, angles it to the near side, trying to keep it away from Hours, and he does a good job of that and kicks it out of bounds. We'll see where the officials say it rolled out. They say the 30. And that's where the Polar Bears go with 8 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the Polar Bears are leading 35-0.
Yeah, you see the respect they had for Hours on that punt. I think that's what teams are going to continue to do. They don't want to kick it to him.
Independence continues to lead Winfield 13-0 third quarter. That game at Winfield. The winner of that game will face the Polar Bears next weekend. Fairmont with the ball now. 1st down and 10 from the 30. And there is Damani Johnson getting the ball, and he is nailed behind the line of scrimmage for a big loss on the play. That was a nice defensive play by Nate Hulver, and it'll be a loss of 5. 2nd down and 15. The ball comes back to the 25.
Yeah, Jeff, anytime you run outside zone or a stretch play like that, you got to watch and make sure everybody's working together as an offensive line, because if there's any seam, and that happened that time, there was a little gap to get through.
2nd down and 15. Hours to the left of Whitehair, who has 3 receivers to the right side. And Brody back to pass, swings it over to Hours, who catches it at the 25. He gets grabbed by the jersey, gets away from one defender, and then goes out of bounds, and there is a penalty flag on the play. This penalty might be coming up against the Colts. Might see one of those horse collar calls. Took it all the way up to the 33, so it was an 8-yard gain.
Foul. It's back from the defense.
So it's a 15-yard personal foul penalty against Philip Barber. Gives the Polar Bears 1st down number 14 tonight. And Dylan Hours now up to 164 rushing yards. And the Polar Bears have the ball at their own 48, leading 35-0 with 7:26 on the clock here in the third quarter. Bracero into the game as a blocker, and the handoff goes to Hours, and Hours is grabbed and goes down at about the 49-yard line, and there's a late flag. And I can't see how that could be against the Polar Bears. It may have been a face mask,
Flag on the play.
as Dylan was being very difficult to bring down. And you know how those hands start reaching. We'll wait and let the referee tell us. Oh, so we get the face mask call, but it's on Dylan Hours. So, well, I guess I get credit for getting the call right. So Dylan called for a 15-yard penalty, and that will take the football back to the 32-yard line and make it first down and 25. The Polar Bears need to get it up to about the 47-48 for the first down. Clock turns inside, 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Third quarter, Fairmont with a big lead. It's 35-0. Whitehair has Hours behind him. He's in the pistol, and he's back to pass. Passes to the far side. It's caught by Canfield at the 45 and takes it up close to midfield. It's a Polar Bear first down as he's run out of bounds.
Yeah, very well executed play. Anytime you run a crossing route, it's going to take a little more time, and that offensive line, great job on that play, providing the protection needed to execute that play.
It's a 24-yard pass play. Polar Bear first down. And Fairmont goes first down and 10 now at the 49-yard line in Philip Barbour territory. I'm sorry, it's second down and 7. That was a first and 25. I forgot that part. So it's second down and 7. And the ball is at the Colts 49. Whitehair back to pass. Looking downfield, now running with it. Takes it to the 50, the 45, slides on his back down at about the 45-yard line. So he'll get 4 on the play, and it'll bring up a third down and short for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, again, another great decision by Brody. I mean, that no need to take a necessary hit at that in this point in the game.
Third down and about 3 yards to go. The football at the 45. Fairmont needs to get it almost to the 42 for a first down. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Hours behind Whitehair. 3rd and 3, and Dylan gets the handoff, and then he laterals it to Whitehair, who takes it from the 45 down to the 40 and out of bounds for a Fairmont first down. Now that is quick thinking by Dylan Hours, who was hit for no gain, and he said, I'm not letting this be the end of the play. Pitched it to Whitehair on the lateral, and ball goes down to the 40-yard line on a Fairmont first down on a 4-yard run.
Yeah, that's probably about the most interesting 4-yard game that you'll ever see in football at any level. That was pretty quick thinking.
Quick thinking for Dylan and also for Brody to be aware enough that the ball's coming to him to take it and get the first down. 1st and 10. Whitehair back to pass, rush coming downfield. The pass is caught beautifully by Canfield along the sidelines, and he'll take it inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. It'll be a 12-yard pass play and a Polar Bear first down.
Yeah, you really see the growth of Brody Whitehair on that play. Just calmly sitting in the pocket, blitz coming in on him, and making the right decision. We call it the hot route, and he made a really good decision delivering it to Canfield on that play.
The ball's on the far hash marks. Fairmont moves from left to right towards the small scoreboard here at East West Stadium. Quarterfinal round action in the AA playoffs, and the Polar Bears have a big lead. It's 35-0. First down and 10, and Whitehair back to pass, getting backside pressure down the middle. The pass incomplete, intended for Canfield, and he was hit after getting his hands on the ball, and he was hit by the opposing quarterback, Caden Humphreys, and holding coming up against the Polar Bears.
Yeah, they were in zone coverage that time, and sometimes if you keep running like that, that can be a big collision.
Number 55, Caden County from the previous spot, replay first down.
10-yard penalty called against the Polar Bears. Trevor Bigelow gets the call, and 10-yard penalty will take it back to the 40. And it's going to be first down and 20.
Yeah, sometimes defenses try to disguise the coverage and, whether it's zone or man, but you'll see teams a lot of time will use the motion to, or use motion to try to distinguish if it's man or zone. So that time, Philip Barbour did a good job of disguising the coverage.
Taryn Boda in as a receiver to the right side along with Dinger. Two receivers left and Damani Johnson, the running back. Whitehair to pass, getting pressure down the middle. The pass is incomplete, intended for Navon Jones, and he absorbed a hit from Logan Beam right after getting his hands on it, and the ball falls incomplete. The Colts at times tonight have had pretty good coverage on the Polar Bear receivers. They've provided some hits that have jostled the ball free, and that was one instance where it did happen, and it's going to be second down and 20 for the Polar Bears now from the Philip Barbour 40-yard line. Whitehair on a keeper. Takes it off the right side. Takes it inside the 45, down to the 40, and close to the 32-yard line, maybe the 31. It'll be a gain of about 9 yards on the play.
24, Hulver.
Yeah, zone read that time, and Brady made the right decision of pulling it. He read the end crashed, and when you do that, it's going to be a good game.
The Polar Bears had 277 yards total offense in the first half, 199 on the ground. Third down and 10 now. The ball at the Colts 30, and the Polar Bears are in 4-down territory with 3 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Whitehair getting pressure. Now runs towards the sidelines, gets to the 30, tripped up from behind and goes down to about the 28-yard line. Nice offensive play by Nate Hulcher.
Tackled by number 24. Fourth down.
So it's going to be fourth down and 8. Over in on that tackle, has had several for the Colts tonight. That'll be a 2-yard gain for Whitehair, and the Polar Bears are in a fourth down situation.
Yeah, they're in a situation where they, they're going to have to go for it here. They a little too far for a field goal.
Play clock at 5. Whitehair in the pistol formation now. Takes the snap. Back to pass over the middle. The pass is caught nicely by Damani Johnson, and he has it down at the 15, and that will be a Polar Bear first down.
Yeah, that's the part of the passing game when you can do that at the high school level. Being able to replace the guy that blitzes, and that's what he did with Johnson that time. He, just really, really good read, and again, that's the hot route. He hit that perfectly.
First and 10, Fairmont. The ball at the Philip Barbour 15-yard line, and Whitehair is back to pass again. Now runs towards the sidelines, and he takes it down inside the 15 and runs out of bounds at about the 12, 13-yard line. He'll get a couple of yards on the play, and it'll bring up a second down and about 7 for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, Philip Barbour is bringing pressure just about every play. So, when you do that, you take chances, and there's going to be voided area, and eventually you're going to get exposed to that, and so look for Brady to hit a big play here if they continue to do this.
Second and 7 at the Colts 13-yard line. Taryn Boda gets the handoff off the left side. He's inside the 10 and then breaks free and heads towards the sidelines. He's in big trouble, and he's going to be brought down. I don't know where they're going to mark him out of bounds, or mark him down, because originally his forward motion was stopped down at about the 10, but then he broke free and lost 5 yards.
Officials timeout.
Philip Barbour as a player shaken up on the play, and he was the player who was coming up with a defensive play against Taryn Boda. That's John McGee, 6'7", 285-pound junior. Let's take a look at these scores going on around the state, see if there are any changes. Well, Bridgeport leading Cabell Midland. It's 28-13 in the third quarter. Martinsburg 36-0 over Jefferson. Princeton still in a tight one with Parkersburg. It's 28-23. Princeton on top. Independence continues to lead Winfield 13-0. And in AA tomorrow, it'll be Herbert Hoover against North Marion and Weir against Scott.
Number 1, 13. Martinsburg 36, Jefferson 0.
Now, I tell you, Jeff, we obviously never want to lose any football games, I know, but I tell you, playing Bridgeport and Morgantown, the physicality that we face with those two teams this year, I think is going to serve us really well as we continue through these playoffs. It really has.
Now Fairmont's looking at a 3rd down and 11, so Boda was charged with a 4-yard loss on that play. And the Polar Bears have it at the 15-yard line. Whitehair back to pass. Getting pressure. Nice block by Boda. Whitehair decides to run with it. Inside the 15, down to the 10, and runs out of bounds. And one of the Colts players ran into someone on the sidelines. Looks like it might have been one of the Polar Bear coaches. I saw Taryn Boda with a nice block in pass protection.
Yeah, and that's something very encouraging to see with, anytime running back is picking up the blitz, that's a big friend for the quarterback.
Whitehair's run leaves him about a yard short. I think that was Donnie Retton who was the player who was hit or the coach who was hit on the sidelines and by one of the Colts defenders. He'll be sorer than some of the players tomorrow. 9-yard pickup for Brody Whitehair, which now gives him 66 rushing yards tonight. 4th and a yard to go for Fairmont. Hours in at the quarterback spot. Long count. And he hands it off to Damani Johnson off the left side. Damani inside the 5, angles to the goal line, and he's into the end zone. Hits a Polar Bear touchdown. Damani Johnson on a 5-yard TD run, and the Polar Bears lead it 41-0.
Yeah, and you bring Dylan Hours up as a quarterback under center, and now you better be ready for the quarterback sneak, and then here they come off the edge with Johnson. So that's a really nice package to have.
Time for Cam Peschel to attempt the extra point now. Good snap. Ball down, kick up, and the kick is good. And there's timeout on the field with 1:48 to go in the 3rd quarter from East West Stadium in Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 42, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
In the 3rd, in NBA action, Philadelphia 86, Atlanta 81. Cavaliers 89, Detroit Pistons 81 in the 4th. And the Knicks,
a Damani Johnson touchdown run, his 2nd of the night, has given the Polar Bears now a 42-0 lead, which means we'd be looking at a running clock most likely in the 4th quarter. Cannon Dinger is going to kick off for the Polar Bears from left to right. Bennett and Beam are deep. Nice end-over-end kick, and Bennett goes back and gets it at the 5. He gets up to the 10. Stutter step move at the 20, and he's going to be brought down short of the 20, about the 19.
Number 1, Bennett.
So the Polar Bears get out on defense now. The Colts with the football. They have had very little success against the Polar Bears tonight. They had 55 rushing yards in the first half, and Philip Barbour has had just 2 plays here in the second half. Fairmont dominating play and dominating time of possession in the 3rd quarter. Humphreys brings his team out. Bodkins lines up as a tight end to the left. And quarterback Humphreys carries it off the left side, and he's hit immediately by the Polar Bears' Jordan Wagner, who's in the game playing now, and there'll be no gain on the play.
brought down by number 60, Powers Dawson.
For the Polar Bears, Boda in the game at one of the linebacker spots along with Nisley. Jordan Wagner into the game for Fairmont as well. It's 2nd down and 10. Caden Humphreys back to pass, getting pressure from Wagner, and he's sacked from behind by Caleb Arbogast. Back at about the 14-yard line. It'll be a loss of 5 and a quarterback sack for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, I think Wagner really closed that gap, or closed that distance really fast. That's the way you come off the edge.
3rd down, 15 yards to go. 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The Polar Bears 42, Philip Barbour nothing. The Colts send 2 receivers to the right side now. Play clock at 10. They send Morrill as a wing back to the right. Running out of time, and they do. It's going to be a delay of game penalty coming up against the Colts. They had lots of pre-snap movement, and it results in a 5-yard delay penalty. I think it's easier trying to read the lips of the officials than trying to understand the audio that cuts in and out.
I think that is correct.
I'm going back to my lip reading. How about you?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what we have to do.
3rd down and 20 coming up now for the Colts. The ball back at their 9-yard line with 9 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Caden Humphreys is back to pass. Fires on the run, and the pass is caught nicely by Bennett on a deflected ball, and he goes out of bounds with 2 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, credit Bennett on that play. That was just great concentration. I didn't think he had a chance, but he tipped it to himself and found a way to make the play. That was a nice play.
Tipped it and caught it. 25-yard pass play. Quarterback Humphreys carries it off the right side, up close to the 40-yard line to the 41, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. After 3 quarters from East West Stadium in Fairmont, it's the Fairmont Senior Polar Bears 42, the Philip Barbour Colts nothing on Fun 93.1.
The 2023 West Virginia State Football Championship.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Par-Mar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings and sign up for the Par-Mar rewards card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Ready for the 4th quarter. The officials have just announced it is a running clock in the 4th quarter, and the Colts have the football now, looking at a 2nd down and 4. The football at the Philip Barbour 41-yard line. Morrill goes in motion. Humphreys back to pass. Downfield, the pass for Hulver is complete at the 35-yard line.
Number 10 Humphreys pass complete to number 24, Nate
Yeah, that was just a pretty well executed play. I just thrown to a spot and he was kind of throwing his receiver open is pretty much what happened.
56 passing yards now for the quarterback Humphreys. Bennett comes in motion. The handoff goes to Hulver, and Hulver sees an opening and takes the football inside the 30, the 25, and down to about the 24-yard line. Chris Wilson brings him down, but it's another 1st down for the Colts.
Yeah, very decisive run by Hulver. He just stuck his foot in the ground and then got north and south.
And here's the quarterback on a keeper this time, and he's hit at the 23-yard line, goes down after a gain of about a yard. Dawson in on the stop for the Polar Bears.
Number 60, Richmond. And number 25, Dakota Nisley.
Powers Dawson's a kid who wasn't a starter earlier in the year, but because of some injuries, got the chance at tackle. Now he's playing both ways a good bit.
Yeah, he's starting to come on, with the pretty much tackle was by committee, but now we're starting to get those positions solidified now.
Second down play, 2nd and 9 for the Colts from the 23-yard line, and now they're going to need a timeout. Timeout called with 10:10 to go in the fourth quarter from Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 42, Philip Barbour nothing on Fun 93.1.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
In the NHL in the second period, Winnipeg 3, Buffalo 1.
I spent some time trying to remember the last time Fairmont had a shutout in a playoff game, and I gave up and started to cheat in my records. And
Wait a minute. I know the answer.
Oh, okay.
Weir.
Okay, you're a show-off, Ray. You are right, and it was 2018. So that spoiled the surprise.
I'm sorry.
But yes, that's the last time. But the reason I bring it up now is because Philip Barbour is close to scoring, and here's Cam Bennett getting the football and taking it inside the 20 down to about the 15-yard line on a second down play. Chris Wilson brings him down, and it's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Third down and about a yard to go. That'll be an 8-yard gain for Bennett. Coming to the line of scrimmage now, looking at a 3rd down and 1. Humphreys, there's the toss, and the ball is loose, and Morrill has to go back and dive on it. Back at about the 30-yard line. They gave it to the other running back, who then flipped it back to Morrill. And what was a 3rd and 1 is now going to be 4th down and about 12.
Fourth down.
So 4th down and 12 at the 27-yard line. Colts trailing 42-0. The quarterback back to pass, getting pressure, and he just throws it into the dirt, trying to. He had a receiver in Hulver over there, but he couldn't get it to him. Polar Bears had way too much pressure, and Fairmont will take over on downs.
In the World Cup semifinal of cricket, Australia.
The clock does stop on a change possession, and it now shows 8:32 to go. Fairmont gets the ball back, 42-0. You mentioned that shutout, Ray. The game was against Weir. It was 58-0, and it was the semifinals in 2018. Now the question is, why do you remember that?
Well, it was a very good year for the Polar Bears.
Yes, it was a good year, but that still doesn't just.
Well, the reason why I remember that game so vividly is because we played Weir earlier in the year. We beat them, but I think it was like 40-something to
43-13.
There
I'll help you with that.
Okay. But I remember, we came back in the playoffs and played them in the semifinals. But I remember that was the one just before the state championship game. So
yes, it was.
I do remember that one.
And that night, Weir had 6 turnovers in that game against the Polar Bears.
Oh, and yes, that was a lot of turnovers that night. And I think Zach Frazier scored his only touchdown of his life.
Well, now we get to the bottom of all of this.
That's why I remember.
Okay, I got a chance to
well, high school touchdown, I guess.
I got a chance to bring up an extra point kicker.
There you go.
And so now you get a chance.
That's
to
right.
talk. I mean, Zach doesn't get enough publicity, so we need to talk about him a little more.
I do remember that one. Yes, I do.
His first. I don't know why that didn't make my notes here. I have. Polar Bears take advantage of 6 Weir turnovers. Longwell has 3 TD catches. Red Riders held to 137 total yards. I guess I just ran out of space. The next line would definitely have been Frazier scores first TD.
Yeah, first and only.
Yes. Okay, so now the Polar Bears have the football. 8 minutes to go in the game. It's a running clock, but stopped now. And Tanner Woodman is in at quarterback. Taryn Boda and Rudy Carrillo are his running backs. It's first down for the Polar Bears, and Boda gets the football, trying to get wide to the right. He tries to cut it back up, gets to the 25, and that's about it. Really back to the line of scrimmage, and it will be second down and 10 for Fairmont. Leading rusher tonight for Fairmont senior Dylan Hours, 164 yards on 16 carries. That comes right on the heels of a 145-yard effort against Wayne. So kicking it into gear in postseason play, Polar Bears senior Dylan Hours. Second down, 10 for the Polar Bears from the 25. Woodman has Carrillo behind him, takes the snap, fakes it to Carrillo, running wide to the right side, and he is upended, and he's going down at about the line of scrimmage. Stop on the play was made by Nate Hulver again. Woodman is going to lose a yard on that play, though, and it's going to bring up a third down and about 11. Third down, actually, it's more like third down and 12. Polar Bears wide to the near side. Jason Walker also into the game. For the Polar Bears is Tristan Wills, their wideouts. For Woodman. Brings his team up to the line of scrimmage now. Wagner, wide out to the right side. Woodman letting the play clock turn down. It's down to 5, and he takes the snap. Wants to pass. Runs to the far side, passes downfield, overthrows Wagner, and it is caught by Walker at the 40-yard line. I don't know if it was originally for Walker or not. Wagner thought it was for him, and he leaped up and couldn't quite reach it, but Walker gets it at the 41. It's a Fairmont first down.
Yeah, great concentration by Walker to stay focused on the football all the way through the play.
So a 17-yard pass play for Woodman. And it's first down for the Polar Bears at the 41-yard line. Game clock down to 5:27. Woodman in the pistol formation. High snap. Now he's going to have to run with it, and he can't get back to the line of scrimmage. He is brought down there. And again, making the stop for Philip Barbour was Nate Hulver. 3-yard loss. It'll be second down and 13. Riley Green in the Fairmont lineup. Tackle on the left side. Wagner wide out to the right. Handoff goes up the middle, and football carried up to about the 39-yard line, and that'll be about all. That was Carrillo on the carry. He'll get about a yard, maybe 2, and it's going to be third down and about 12 to go for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, and you know, this Philip Barbour team, I know this is not the way they won in their season, but you know, you got to give them a lot of credit for the season that they've had. The coaching staff has got them going in the right direction, definitely.
Deshaun Floyd in the Polar Bear lineup along the front line. 3rd down and about 12 yards to go. Woodman back to pass. Sends it towards the sidelines. Caught nicely by Wagner. He's not going to get the 1st down. He'll have it up to about the 48-yard line, and it'll be a 9-yard pass play.
Yeah, that was a very well executed play by Woodman. Great job standing in there and stepping into the throw. Nice job.
Woodman's longest pass was 7 yards until this game. Now it's 4th down and 3 for the Polar Bears. And it looks as if the Colts have jumped off sides. The center for the Polar Bears is Jeff Swain. And Wu McDougal is the tackle on the left side, or the guard on the left side rather, 6 foot, 200-pound junior. 5-yard penalty will give Fairmont Senior a 1st down, and that will just about run the clock out because we are at 3:06 and the clock is turning, and the Polar Bears play clock is at 40, so they don't have to run a play as the game clock is down almost to 2 minutes. But it looks like they're not going to look at the play clock now as Carrillo comes in motion. Bad snap, and Woodman goes back and tries to fall on it. Let's see. The ball still being batted around on the turf. And the Polar Bears do recover it. Looks as if Jordan Wagner. Now this kid's only played like 5 minutes, and he's already had big defensive play.
Yes.
A nice catch, and a fumble recovery.
It's a final. Bridgeport 41, Cabell Midland 21.
That's a loss back to the 44-yard line. 10-yard loss on that bad snap. And it's going to be 2nd down and 20 for the Polar Bears. Clock down to 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Fairmont 42, Philip Barbour nothing. Woodman hands it off. And it is Josiah Jones carrying the football. Flags are down as he brings it off the near side, and Jones gets it inside the 45. And one of the favorites coming off the bench for the Polar Bears, and he gets to carry the football for the first time in his career. Comes back and very politely hands the ball to the official. He didn't put it down on the ground. He's so excited, except this play is it's still going to count because he gained some yards, but not as much as he thought because there is a flag on the play back at the 50.
Yeah, he looked real good on that play, turning the.
So Jones is going to get 6 yards on the play, and then there will be a 10-yard penalty assessed against the Polar Bears. But Josiah Jones is a 5'5", 185-pound senior. He's made some tackles on kickoff, so it's not the first time he's made a stat, but it's the first time he's ever carried the ball. 50 seconds to go. Polar Bears winning big. Woodman drops the ball. Now he's just going to have to run for his life, and he heads towards the sidelines, and he's brought down almost back at the 30-yard line. But the Polar Bears will not have to run another play. That'll be a loss of about 8 yards on the play. And that is going to be the final play of the game. As the clock will turn down, the Colts players walk a little slower to the sidelines than the Polar Bear players do, but it has been an historic season for Philip Barbour. They have achieved their first playoff victory, their first appearance in a quarterfinal game, but tonight it was just all Fairmont Senior. And it's a final from East West Stadium in Fairmont. The Fairmont Senior Polar Bears 42, the Philip Barbour Colts nothing, here on Fun 931.
Watch for pedestrians and stop for people in crosswalks. If you're walking, make sure drivers can see you and use crosswalks when possible. Please help keep our students safe and have a great evening.
In the fourth, Independence 13. Quinville 0.